Today, I'm going to share an overview on responsible AI, highlight the differences from traditional AI, the importance of the shift, and provide some examples on how this affects you. Let's define responsible AI. Responsible AI is not a black box. It provides rationale for its decision-making process, enabling trust to be built on the system. Let's look at an example below. Here, an input of a triangle is given. We have two AI systems, one being a black box and one being a responsible AI system. In both implementations, it is shown that the shape is a triangle and that the percent confidence is identical. However, in the RAI example, the rationale for the decision is provided. It is shown that the shape is a triangle due to its three corners and that the sum of the shape's interior angles is 180 degrees. This rationale is invaluable for learning to trust the system to make the correct decision, as it's using the same logic as a human operator would when sorting shapes. The importance of this extra step is the build-up to allowing these systems to make safety-critical decisions, such as with self-driving cars. In the example, the consequence for misidentifying shape is likely low. However, how could we trust an AI to transport us and our loved ones from point A to point B if we don't know how it's making the safety-critical decisions along the way? We've already touched on autonomous cars, so let's take a look at another perspective, job applications. To use an AI system for application screening, it must be trained on a database of resumes from successful and unsuccessful candidates to help it understand what defines each of these groups. Some questions that must be asked are, what is the historical data of candidates coming from? What are the criteria used to compare the candidates? Do these criteria allow for fair hiring practices? Is the AI introducing unintentional bias based on characteristics that are not important for the role? For example, is it favoring men as CEOs or women as nurses? With a responsible AI implementation, a printout of the key decision-making criteria will be provided, ensuring that people are not unfairly biased against. One final example we'll touch on is flight control systems. In an emergency scenario, an AI could be used to quickly analyze many possible responses to determine the best course of action. An AI would be able to make these decisions much faster than a human pilot, potentially saving lives. The goal might be to have an RAI system that provides the pilot not only with the recommended course of action, but a rationale for the decision that can be quickly digested and vetted by the pilot. This way, they could trust the AI as performing the decision-making process similar to what the pilot themselves would do. Time for an overview. The priority of responsible AI is to be trustworthy through transparency. Transparency aids in developing robust testing regimens and predictable outcomes for the systems. The primary motivation is safety. Engineers designing mechanical systems are trusted to do so as safely as possible. A part of this process is the explainability of the mathematical calculations done to vet the product. AI should be no different. And lastly, this impacts everyone. Regardless of personally owning a self-driving car, you will be sharing the roads and skies with vehicles aided by AI systems in the future. I, for one, hope we can trust these systems to make decisions that value our lives as much, if not more, than we do.